Hi guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome to the start of a brand new campaign series here today on the channel. We're back on Troy, A Total War Saga. We're going to be starting my Achilles campaign here today. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series and we allow me to expand and conquer. If you don't like Troy for whatever reason, feel free to leave a dislike. Got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for sending me an early access code to Troy and making this Let's Play possible. So a huge thank you to them and their community team. I have access to the Dinan factions from now on. I have the full access of Troy. I can't play Trojan factions until Monday, so stay tuned for a Trojan campaign coming out then. Also, guys, Troy will be available for free on the 13th of August on the Epic Games Store for 24 hours. So I do recommend going and picking that up. And if you do make a purchase, use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games creator code store. Flick me a couple of bucks. I'd really much appreciate it. So we're going to be playing as Achilles here today and starting our campaign. So without further ado, let's get stuck right into it. By the look of this is the same intro. Okay, I'm actually going to skip this because you guys have seen this. If you guys want to see this intro, go and check out my Menelaus and Paris series that I've already gone and done. I haven't seen this upcoming intro though, who is done by Homer, which is interesting.
Oh, swift-footed Achilles. There is only one response to Queen Helen's abduction, and that is war.
Brother, your foolish passion has doomed us.
King Agamemnon of high-walled Mycenae must avenge this insult to his brother. You are the ultimate warrior, King of Phthia, and commander of the Myrmidons.
Glory in battle is my God-given fate.
Your ally, King Lycomedes, rules the Isle of Skyros. As a boy, you were sheltered in Lycomedes' court on your father's command. Now you must protect the old king in turn. Heed both threats from enemies like the Elopians and opportunities that come your way through friends such as prosperous King Oileus and his son Ajax the Lesser. The independent Thessalians could be a bulwark for your western flank. Keep your courage, lion-hearted Achilles, for you know well that fortune favors the bold.
Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Let's get stuck into the Achilles campaign. So the best way to sort of orientate yourself where we are in Greece, you can just sort of zoom out and have a look here. So I'm sort of around near like modern day Larissa, I guess, or maybe if you guys play Rome too, you sort of know where I am. So we start off with 2 provinces. We currently have only 6 units in this army build, so what do we got here? Some swords, some slingers, so we'll probably try and play this battle first up as quickly as possible. So we'll go through the objectives. We have the Homeric and a total war victory. I haven't decided what I'm going to go for just yet. Maybe let me know in the comments. Alright, royal decrees. So these are the basic edicts. So we've already got royal granaries, which is giving us 300 food. Bronze, stone, and wood will eventually get. But I want to actually go with the plus 10 growth with the public service there. I'll go through the unique features for Achilles because in Troy each one is different as after we go through some diplomacy. So let's sort by happiness and let's see who's around us. We're only at war with one, and we're gonna so we're at war with the Elopians, and we have a military access pact with Ajax the Lesser, Lycomedes, my foster father there, and we've got Odysseus nearby. So we'll try and get an alliance with Odysseus, Menelaus, and Agamemnon as well. So in Troy, basically how your economy works, unlike traditional Total Wars, it's all based around resources, rather than just having dragons and gold and stags and crowns and stuff. So we're going to get a non-aggression pact. We'll try and squeeze some wood out and food. Food for our armies, wood for our construction buildings. Agamemnon of Mycenae. Now actually in the bottom right you can actually see how much grain and obviously if they have a surplus of supply they're more inclined to giving it out. So even though it's in red, Mycenae do have a lot of grain in their territory. So we're going to be able to get a bit of grain, bit of stone. We don't need stone just yet. We're going to be able to use it for temples eventually when we unlock some slots. But getting good relations is crucial early on, and it actually tells you how much we can get out as well. Also, guys, I just want to quickly talk about other series as well, because they've sort of gone on hiatus with it. It's just like the amount of early access and games I've had to been playing. So, a couple of series have had to be on hold. I will plan and finish them. We've got the Third Age Total War DCI Numenorians campaign. Haven't forgot about it. There's probably 4 or 5 more episodes of that I want to do. I do have 4 or 3 episodes of the Roman campaign I still want to try and finish off. And I do have other content coming out towards later in the month. Okay, Divine Will, let's have a look at that. So depending on your particular playstyle, each god is sort of going to affect you in various ways. There's a lot of stuff I like here. With Athena, they have unbreakable heroes, which may be a little bit broken. But we're going to go with the Cult of Hera early on, because I want the Slinger buff in my army, and Apollo's quite good as well. We also get a minus recruitment for certain things as well, just early on. From what I've sort of found in playing Troy so far, that slingers are very cost effective early on. However, the archers, especially for Paris of Troy, is really good. So if I am going to do a Trojan campaign, it won't be till this Monday coming up. We're going to look at the hot-blooded Achilles trait. So Achilles is prone to grandiose mood swings that can severely impact those under his command. These bars represent 3 powerful emotions that can sway him. So this is Achilles' unique mechanic. So you can either go to indignant, grieving, or outraged. So you can sort of get various buffs and debuffs depending on your playstyle. I personally quite like the outrage one, from what I've sort of played already. But this one's interesting as well. Sorrow for the dead. You're most welcome to pause and read the whole blurb if you want. But Achilles is grieving. You get a buff to the gods, army experience, but you get a -7 happiness faction-wide. So all you need to do for grieving is you just need to put a priest in Achilles' army, and you get some really nice buffs. But I quite like outrage, to be honest. You do get a -30% resources, -50 growth. But if you're incredibly aggressive, look at this, 40% melee attack for all units. So if you want to be high octane, aggressive, and be sort of commanding and conquering like I do, we're going to be using Outraged a lot. And we're going to be able to take on countless armies. Also, the Living Legend mechanic for Achilles is quite cool. So basically throughout the world of the, Mediterranean, throughout Greece, there are various characters that you can challenge. Now, you can fight them on the battlefield, just trying to find their location, or you can actually send Achilles off if you want, for him to basically have an RNG duel, if you want. Personally, from what I've seen, I don't like that he goes out of your army. I would much rather fight the enemy on the field and then get rid of them. So, we've got a couple of ones close near us. We are at war with the Elopians, so we'll push further south from Achilles' capital and have our first battle. So let's just move south here, just in range. And, okay, so they've got 9 units, 3. So this can be a little bit of a difficult battle, depending on the difficulty, of course. So building chains wise, I want to basically go for the Myrmidon swordsman and bowman eventually as well. Buildings wise, we'll just start off with going with resource yield stuff. So getting a wood buff -2 growth, And just getting some extra wood there will allow us to build better buildings.
Master of combat.
Okay, so let's march out here and have the first battle of today's episode. So we have 20% damage of slingers. Oh, we don't actually have slingers. We have skirmishers. Because it's a Peltast unit, isn't it? Oh, well, we're eventually going to get slingers anyway. Like, specifically in this fight, it's not necessarily going to help. But let's get stuck into them. Looking at his army build. Couple swordsmen, spears. And 1 unit of slingers. We should be alright. Also in this build, Achilles has been buffed. In the first battle build, I think he was pretty nerfed from what I can remember. Okay. Now, also guys, from what I've been seeing as well, for Troy, if you guys just go on the Epic Games website and make a account you're going to use, you can actually just essentially buy the game for $0 and get access to that. So you don't even have to install the Epic launcher if you want. If you've got your verified account that you're going to use in the future, you can come back and play Troy on launch a week from now, 6 months. Like, you get it for free, so I don't really see why not. Alright. So, an interesting map. What I do like about Troy is the battle maps themselves. The choke points and the tactics are really quite good. So, just thought I'd show off some of the Elopian units here. So the main objective of this series is what you want to do is sort of unite Greece under a Achaean banner. We'll ally up with Odysseus. We probably won't attack him, nor Menelaus or Agamemnon. So if we can sort of secure our northern border, and once we're strong enough, sort of getting rid of the minor factions on the mainland of Greece, we'll sail over to essentially the Anatolian western part where the Trojans now occupy. But I really appreciate it if you haven't already. Smash the like button, really helps out the videos and the channel on the YouTube algorithm, particularly if you want to see more Troy. I will be doing a full Achilles series on the channel. And sort of depending on how things go, I could very well live stream. It's just a little bit difficult for me, time-wise. Because in Australia, for me, the best time for me, like my viewers, most people that view my channel view it between midnight and 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll move Achilles up here now. So we've got a nice little choke point here. And I'd have to be up all night to stream, so I might need to find a different time. Because usually these videos go at around about midnight my time. About 3 PM British Standard. So we're going to try and use this choke point to our advantage. We'll move our javelinmen further up, and we'll allow Achilles as well to push up. So these slingers are going to have the range on us to harass us, but that's fine. Because they're so lightly armoured, our Peltasts should be able to get a decent volley in and soak up most of the spear damage as well. Also, other Troy content. I do have a small 3-part mini-series on Menelaus and Paris. If you want to go check that out, where as Menelaus, I did rush Troy and I wasn't successful. And Paris, it was sort of a fun Trojan Empire building campaign. That was when there was heaps of limits on the Troy content. So the small mini series there. I probably need to check. Like I might actually, I don't know if I can use that save of Paris. I might have to start a fresh Trojan campaign, either as Hector, Aeneas, or Sarpedon. I'm definitely leading towards Aeneas or Hector. So that'll be around about Monday. So we're just sort of skirmishing them out here. Achilles can sort of kite a fair amount there and get his rage up. We essentially want the main army to hit us, even though we're attacking them. This can be a little bit of a difficult fight. Because you kind of got two options. You can either rush them and try and win this battle first on, or you can wait a couple of turns and they build up. Okay, let's pull back there. But each faction in Troy has its own
One of your units has
unique
no more
playstyle, and just because you like the character historically doesn't mean that it's going to sort of suit your playstyle. For example, I love Odysseus, the Bowmaster. He seems quite cool. However, if he's kind of got a Warhammer 2 Skaven underway mechanic where you build stuff in foreign territory. So if you don't like that part of the Skaven, I can understand why you might not like Odysseus. Menelaus is all about military alliances. We're actually doing quite well here, so Achilles is kiting and sort of, yeah, so he's phasing out this spear units, turning their back, and they're just getting absolutely ripped here. So now they're actually charging my front line. We're not going to get flanked, which is good. So they can hold there. Also, mythical units wise as well, it's quite a big investment to get mythical units, particularly on the battlefield. From what I've been told, the AI doesn't like too much rely on mythical units. It doesn't actually recruit overly that many. Obviously, the higher the difficulty, they do. I have no idea if you're doing like a legendary campaign, for example. Maybe they do, but you can completely avoid mythical units in your campaign if you want. You're obviously doing yourself a disservice because some of them are quite good. But for us, in and around our general area, we're going to have access to Centaur cavalry units pretty early on, just sort of where we're going to be conquering, because certain areas of the map have different stuff. Like, for example, in Lesbos, they have access to the Harpies. I don't know why I was calling them Amazonians in that video. I'll throw down our buff here and just continue to allow Achilles to fight. He's going to be able to take on that. And now their front line is smashing upon ours like water on rock. And they're now pushing back as well. Yeah. I wanted to sort of fight their hero, but he hasn't really pushed up into any opportunity. Achilles is fighting with his godly beams there. He's taken a little bit of half his health, but that's alright. We could maybe look to at least not necessarily flank, but maybe just angle them slightly better. Okay, we'll continue to get those buffs up. But so far, it looks like we're going to win this one. I don't know what their general's doing. He's just sort of hanging out, not pushing up. You'd think he would sort of duel Achilles, but maybe not. Okay. They're mostly routing and going back and forth. So, just going to take it easy. Going to have a cool, relaxed campaign. We'll build up an empire in Greece, and we're in no real rush to push over to Troy just yet. Because that was my mistake in the Menelaus video. Look, it wasn't a mistake, but I wanted to test it out. We're definitely going to need more than 40 turns to rush Troy. Okay, they're now massively on the back foot, which is cool. Yeah. But depending on your guys' support and sort of the general consensus and feedback and suggestions of Troy, I can see myself doing more Troy content on the channel, but hey, no biggie. There's still a lot more content to come. Total War wise, I'm just sort of trying to think what I can say as Achilles duels the Elopian enemy commander in the thick forest. Yeah, so there's a 3k DLC that's coming out that I do have access to, so maybe we can jump back on 3k. And there's a Warhammer 2 DLC coming out in the future. From what I can remember, so
Victory is close enough to taste.
I don't know much more about that, but something's coming. Alright, victory. We have victory here today, so let's try and run down as many of them as possible because we're in the open field. We might try and get rid of that general unit as well. Try and run him down. Okay, so I'm going to be trying to play for about an hour here today, so you should have an hour long episode. And we'll try and get a decent amount of battles in as well. Because this battle's probably been, I'm just looking at my timer, 12 minutes or so. This is a small fight, so if we have a couple small of these, we probably could get, I don't know, 4 or 5 battles in today's episode. We'll see how we go. So it was a close victory. Let's have a look at the casualties sustained and inflicted. So we deployed 750, 120. They deployed 1.3k, so they did outnumber us nearly 2 to 1. We've done tremendously well. The javelinman there picked up the 310. And I really like the aesthetic of Troy. The pottery and the artwork is magnificent. So we're going to take on the replenishment, because it's a 15% buff, which is quite huge. We'll take that, and we'll probably replenish and repair before pushing upon their Elopian Capital. So there's only 2 regions. There's only 2 settlements in that region. So we'll swing you further back, and we'll build up a bit.
Do not anger me.
Okay guys, welcome to the top of the turn. So I've skipped a little bit ahead. I've just been convalescing in our capital. I'm going to go with blood of Hercules here as an upgrade for Achilles. So it's turn 5. We burnt 4 turns just building up a 18 stack force ready to siege out Phthia. I think it's of the Elopians. So that 3 army went to 9, and then there's the garrison involved as well. The Cult of Hera has now gone further down, which is a shame. A couple of others here. Aries, rather, looks alright. We'll put more investment into it once we get our settlements large enough to build temples, because that's the best way to ensure it over time. Enemy priestess there, just hanging out. I wonder if any other armies will intercept us, because they do have another province further to the south. Nope, so that battering ram's now being complete. So we'll have our first siege of the series. So now we have 5 slingers in operation. My army's mostly made up of spears. I went with the spear variant over than like the weaker clubbed men. But this is going to be kind of a tough one. We're probably going to take decent casualties because, look, aggressively fighting a settlement with spearmen, look, isn't the best idea, especially when there's swordsmen and axemen inside. But let's have a look at the Elopian Capital. So we'll spread things out. It's a large stone wall, and it's a 3D siege, of course. But what we're going to do is we're going to push straight up and attack them. Now in Troy, siege equipment wise, you can attack within 1 turn, but I wanted to bring up a battering ram, and I thought we could get very well intercepted. But each individual unit has access to ladders, so we can just stick them up there and not even worry about it. So we're going to try and rapidly push this front wall. We'll move my slingers up as well to try and drag arrow fire and enemy fire away as well. And they should be able to arc their shots up and over the walls quite quickly. We'll try and swarm these arrow towers as best as possible. Okay, everyone, double time. So once we carve out a glorious Phthia kingdom, bring many Myrmidons under Achilles' control, we'll be able to push over and attack the holy city of Troy. So the Elopians here just seem to be skirmishing us out up on the walls. Even got some archers there further back. So we want to try and close the distance on those arrow towers as quickly as possible. Whoa, that was incredibly ambitious. Looks like a group of swordsmen there quickly just got a volley off up at the wall. That probably didn't take anyone, but the ladders are slowly but surely swinging up and locking onto the wall. It eerily reminds me, especially with that grey stone wall, the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Your warriors have spotted hidden foes.
Okay, so we're just currently skirmishing out up over the top. I've left projectiles on, because you can actually make it basically invisible. I kind of like, to be honest, the projectiles, what they are at the moment. Sort of closer to the Warhammer aesthetic, so you can change that up. I could run a benchmark test if that's something you guys are interested in, because look, I don't have a top of the line PC. I haven't upgraded in a fair few years. I think I'm only running with a 1080 graphics card, or maybe it's a 980. I can't even remember, to be exact. It's 3 years. It was top of the line like 3 years ago now. But man, PC parts, they bring out new and better quality versions all the time. So maybe that's something we can do. Maybe I should do some tips and tricks or top 5 videos or something. Let me know. But overall, if you have any questions about Troy, let me know in the comments. I have full access to the game now. I can't give you a review until... I don't know when exactly. I think like the day before Troy comes out. I can't give a review or a score and sort of sum things up for you guys and give you my overall opinion on it. But I can tell you about specific things like the various faction mechanics and obviously what you can see what's going on. It's just how it is. Because you can give your opinion on Troy, you just won't get early access. Okay. Yes, you wouldn't be able to know anyway. You can give your opinion. Alright, so we've beaten them off the walls here. We'll try to get Achilles to fight the general. They do have 2 generals inside, kind of similar to Warhammer. That the commanders and like when you fight a battle, if there's any, like if you've only got 1 general, fighting more than 2, 3 enemy commanders can be a little bit difficult. But my slingers are doing quite well, arcing up and over the shots, over the walls, and they're doing quite well. We're pushing through the great gateway slowly. Only time will tell how this battle goes out. But spearmen are not doing too bad. They just get softened up when they approach the gates now, don't they? They seem to be doing okay for now. Achilles is fighting the enemy general on the walls here. Achilles is a fighter in combat, so especially early on, he's going to be able to do quite well. He might lose half or a third of his health here and there, but once we level him up as a proper duelist, a fighter, he's going to be able to snipe and get rid of most of the enemy generals. So that cluster, that sort of meat grinder that was occurring at the front of the gates, now pulled back, and we've got some guys sitting idly by on the right side of the walls here. We haven't been too good there, pushing on the far left-hand side. Let's get off some of my skirmishers to drag that way. And to protect my guys sort of pushing towards the town square, we'll try and shepherd, phase and protect them. Okay, so we've nearly gotten rid of that first general, but there seems to be an archer further back. But on the Trojan side, yeah, I must really ask if I can play that Paris campaign. I have a feeling I can't because it's just an older version. There's probably stuff not present. But I was having a blast with that Paris campaign. He's such a formidable, like he's like archers and very similar to Warhammer 2. Skirmishes and missiles and magic is so effective and fun. And particularly in the missile department in Troy, Paris excels. He's my sort of kind of character. The best way to sort of describe him, if you like sort of a Marcus Wolfhard or maybe a high elf build, or like a Missile Druki build, you'd like Paris, I think. Alright, they're now pushing up there. We're just sort of grinding it out. We're just sort of trading back and forth. My slingers, even though we've lost a couple of them, they seem to be just getting their... Yeah, it's the main thing. Arcing their shots up over the walls is what's really carrying them, which is cool. Okay. So this battle's going to be a little bit longer just because it's a siege in nature. It's only been 7 minutes or so. Okay, so we should be able to make quick work of the archer unit back here. Come on, Achilles has the favor of the gods. Let's batter it out. And their other generals in a full retreat. We're still struggling on this left-hand side. We took the walls effectively, we took the gateway and the right-hand wall, but this left-hand side I'm struggling. We'll give chase to the units that are sort of running away, and some of them are broken. We could send some down and around to take the town square, but we'll just have to see. Okay, let's pull there. Sweet. Keep that running there. Alright, go into the town square. Alright. Only seems to be about 3-4 units here. Just simply holding out. We're making quick work of this archer. Even though he seems to be parrying and evading quite well. We should be able to carve him down a peg or two. But he's drawn his short sword there, which is cool. He's actually using his bow as a shield quite effectively there. Yeah, only a couple of units here now just sort of holding on. But Achilles, as he's rank 2 now, he's slowly leveling up. He's going to be able to take most of the non-legendary lords. In and around us, we do have Ajax the Lesser. I read a comment somewhere that is Ajax playable in the game? From what I've seen on the publicly released roadmap for Troy, there was like a little image. That's an upcoming DLC, I think, because we've still got the Amazonian DLC coming out as well, and the Blood and Gore pack as well. Okay, so we deployed 2.6, we lost 1.3, and they had 2.5. So that's not too bad. A hell of a lot of resources we managed to pick up there, and we're going to occupy the city for now. The challenge has been answered, so that's good. Get some buffs from that. We've also got a piece of armor here for Achilles. So let's go to our equipment. So, oh, it's just already been hit on. So +3 public order. That's good. I'll take that. So we've taken Asteria now, and there's a couple more sort of potential people we need to take out as well. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. So we should be able to take Elopia, the entire province, and there's only 4 units here now as well. So let's go and finish them off, and finish off our first sort of minor faction. Boton is about to, well, get it from Achilles. A clear-cut auto-resolve, and we've secured the... Oh, we lost a spearman! Oh, come off it. Come off it, mate. And nice little piece of gold as well. I eventually probably want to trade some of that gold away. Gold you can use for certain units and buildings and whatnot, but particularly early on, it's not actually too bad to trade it away for crucial resources. At the moment, we've got plenty of grain and wood. Achilles, particularly where he starts in the map, has a lot of grain and wood compared to someone like Menelaus in southern Greece, who has a lot of stone at his disposal and some access to copper as well. We'll go in with armed by Phthian, I think, eventually, but getting a speed or cooldown buff for the Blood of Hercules, because yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. We need another army up north in Aulas, because we pushed quite down south here, and the Thessalons and a couple of others are up here. So I've made the decision to rename this guy Ajax, because why not? I thought it'd be fun. Ajax will command the army up in Aulas, because it's technically Ajax the... Oh, what? Okay, so the guys towards the south of that peninsula there have declared war upon us. Okay, that's fine. Oh my god. The Maganites have declared war upon us as well. Well, we're going to have to play this one. Ajax, who's only just been... He's sprung up from a hole in the ground. Only has 3 units of spears, 6 slingers. We'll do a quick save and a hard save, and we'll fight this one on the battlefield against Eomenelos. Or Eomenelos. Okay. So, that's all to play for here. So we've got a defensive siege in today's video as well. With Ajax. Oh, so as soon as Achilles pushed south, he got war decked. And now... Yeah, I guess because we've pushed further away. And we lost a couple of units there, so our sort of threat rating went down. We need to win this battle because, especially on this difficulty, once enemy factions sort of gang up on us, it's pretty hard to deal with it. So, let's have a look at what we're working with. So there's 3 vectors of attack into the settlement itself, so we'll have to divide our army up semi-equally. Spears are going to excel in this, and we do have a decent amount of slingers as well with Ajax, and we'll try and break up our defenders as well. What is good for us is that we've got 2 commanders. So we'll try and split things up where we can, as evenly as I can sort of make it. Yeah, and I guess because we don't have heavies there, we'll just put 3 lights. 2 slingers there. 2 slingers there as well. Maybe let me know. Naming suggestions in the comments as well. I've done quite well calling him Ajax because if you guys aren't aware, I do have a second channel, Simpzy, where I do football-centric content like FIFA and Football Manager, and there's a team called... It's spelt the exact same way, but it's a Dutch team from the Netherlands. It's called Ajax. So, every time I read that, my brain goes to say Ajax, but now we're in ancient Greece, I have to say Ajax. And what's even more confusing is that in here in Australia, we've got a cleaning brand of... This just like bleach and shit like that. So it's... and that's called Ajax as well. So, we need a bottle of Ajax. I'm like, Ajax? What are you talking about? I wonder... Is it actually... Okay, they're actually charging us head on here. Okay. Hold there, that's fine. They're now pushing in. I'm getting distracted about Australian cleaning products. I'll get your Australian cleaning products. Discount Simpzy at checkout. I don't even know if it's a thing. I shop at Coles because it's closer to me. If I'm being honest. Oh. I think I mostly shopped at Coles all my life. Because Coles is so much cheaper. Oh, we did all our shopping at Woolworths. Yeah, you're a rich dude. Yeah, you're a rich kid. Right. Oh. And Coles actually seems to be better here for me. But it's super weird because if you guys don't know, I'm from Australia, of course, but I'm actually from Tasmania. So overall, we got like crazy food here. All supermarkets are fantastic. Like the quality of food is crazy. Gordon Ramsay was down here not too long ago as well, doing his cooking show. But there's a lot of... Okay, so we're just sort of holding off here. The 2 lions are going at it. But yeah, food quality wise, it's just fantastic. Like, I've been to Europe and the UK and stuff, and our quality of produce here is so much better. So the two the red lion and the blue lion are battling it out here. So they've made a semicircle. There's a couple of them interfering in the duel, but Ajax seems to be holding out and doing well here. He will be Achilles' first lieutenant. Yeah, it's interesting that they've changed the colour on that, blue and red. It's quite cool. Okay, so because they're clustering up quite well, my skirmishers seem to be ripping them to pieces. I'd love if they could get up, back, down, and around, but that doesn't look likely. Okay, and now... Ah, so with this general now pushing up here, there seems to be a bit of a cushion pushing there. Which is nice. Yeah, no. Tassie is often called the bread and food basket of Australia. I think it's something crazy, like we produce like 80% of Australia's milk. Tassie's such a weird place. Like the only sort of thing you guys would know about Tassie is like probably Taz from Looney Tunes, the Tasmanian Devil, or the Tiger. And Joe Rogan always talking about the tiger. Man, worms of the tiger still exist, man. It's like a lost species. And then he has some crazy guy going on. Yeah, I launch expeditions down there all the time. The tiger doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, it depends who you talk to, I guess. The whack thing is half the state is covered in forest, and it's like... So if there's any... Look. If there's any animal that is supposedly been extinct, that isn't, that's not in the ocean, it's probably the tiger. I don't know. But, oh god. I'm kind of thankful they're not here, because we've got no predators here. Because at least in the States, you've got an AR if you want to go out and hang with the bears and the cougars and stuff. Like, if there was a tiger, like an actual tiger, where I lived, I'd want better gun laws. Like, come on. Black bears are pretty non-threatening, but the brown bears, the big grizzlies. Okay, so we've won on this far side here. I'm not even paying attention. We'll swing around and flank them and try and get rid of that. We've done quite well in the duel here as well, but I can't risk losing Ajax, so I've pulled my other commander up and over around. Oh, we've actually routed there because we've pulled him further back. Okay, just because it's more clubbed units there and probably with fellow support. So we won one of the angles coming in.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
And they're holding there as well. Okay. So we won one, we're holding, and we're still holding the other one as well.
Victory.
Hey!
Close enough to taste.
We have victory. Well, because they've aggressively pushed us in our own territory, let's try and run down as many of them as possible. Also, I think we sell like 90% of our electricity. What is this? We got some whomping willow action here. Please do take into consideration that we are using an early access build of Total War Saga Troy, and there are bugs present throughout. There is a 15-page patch notes on like specific stuff that's still being ironed out, which should be done by when the game comes out, but they're usually pretty good on ironing out bugs. But hey, if you pick it up for free on the first day and want to have a perfect, pristine experience, as long as you pick it up on the first day, you can just install it at a later date. Completely up to you. But, yeah, 13th, 14th in Australia, technically, I think. So, just make sure you guys get your time converters right. I might even put a tweet out, or I might actually put in the community tab on YouTube, because I really wouldn't want anyone missing out on this free game. Okay, so we've run them down. Good. Close victory. Yeah, they sort of surprised me. They actually aggressively rushed me, which I was sort of surprised I was going to have a defensive fight in this. But we've done quite well. Only just lost about 600 or so. They deployed 2.7, and they lost 2k. The Magnites have been thrown back from whence they came. I'm the one true lion. A lion heart, if you will. Let's take on the replenishments and repairs there. So they've now pushed back in all us. So it looks like we're going north, boy. They're fleeing even further back. No. I do not want to give you that. How about just not aggression? No, they're not interested. Fair enough. Hey, on the edge, Achilles is now feeling indignant from the perceived slights. Allow Achilles to indulge his indignation. Okay. Soothe Achilles' move with an offering. Yeah, we don't want that just yet. So we'll spend the grain and stuff.
I would like to give Achilles a
So we're actually at war with a fair few factions here now. The Abnets is Elopenor. Okay. Man. I need a phonetic chart to pronounce these names. And the Thessalons have joined against me as well. We're just getting war decked. Which is a shame. But at least we don't have to deal with that now. Let's swing further back north. We'll deal with the Thessalons. Okay, welcome to the jump of the turn. Turn 14 in the Let's Play. So as we were pushing south, we managed to get pieced out, which is cool. We've got a full stack here with Achilles. It took like 3-4 turns. I'm building a altar to Athena as well, and I guess we'll build one to Apollo eventually as well. So once we get more territory, we're going to be able to build temples and get that divine will up. So we're actually at war with the Thessalons and the Magnites for now. So we'll push up over the border. 16 units are hanging out in there. Ajax has 10 units. We are hemorrhaging 600 food because we just got war decked, so I had to sort of inflate my economy slightly. We could maybe set up an ambush tactic or something here. That's what I'm sort of thinking. So, oh, they collided. Are you kidding me? Sometimes they can spend movement control. So what I essentially want to do is I'll try and bait this unit up. Maybe they might hit Achilles. If not, we'll try and do a ambush thing. Because they shouldn't have line of sight around that mountain, you'd think. Lecomedes. There was something like you hang out there as a child. Ah! They want peace because we numerically outnumber them. I'm happy with that because I don't want to be fighting too many factions. I want to try and pick people up. Pick people off one by one. I guess because we postured with so many units there. Oh, we've lost all us. Yeah, we'll just auto-resolve this one. I don't particularly want to play the same battle twice. Because we're going to be able to swarm in and take it if they do occupy it. Oh, they sacked it anyway. Fools! Well, we made a quick peace with the Thessalons. We'll push north against the Magnites and we'll finish them off. And the cult of Athena's now gone up. We've got a fire, but the battle of... yeah, they just sacked it, which is a shame. No matter, we'll allow Achilles and Ajax to give chase. So we have 35 units focusing on them. And we'll try and repair that where we can. They have 3 settlements towards the north here in Phthia. Okay. Okay. Right, so we're in the red now. We're actually taking attrition, which is quite harsh because we're out of food. We can't fund our armies, but fortunately enough for me, they have a grain supply, like in this settlement that we're going to attack. So luckily I didn't have to go around and sort of trade and barter resources away. So we'll move up here. And we'll move our army. So we'll try and get rid of the Magnites here today, but we'll just have to see how we go. We are slowly but surely as well pushing towards Mount Olympus in the north. You can kind of see it there in the background. And challenges-wise, we've only got one more with Ajax. I don't particularly want to fight him. Yeah, I guess you can confront if you don't... Yeah, so I guess that's the mechanic, isn't it? Because if you fight him on the battlefield war-wise, it's probably more effective. But if you wanted to not declare war upon them, you can just send Achilles away. So, and he leaves the army for a couple of turns and goes out and challenges them. So, yeah, maybe we're better off doing something like that in the future. So, we've got the Battle of Porphyra. I think that's how you say it. I'm so sorry, Greeky boys. I keep on getting your names wrong, but I just struggle with them. I struggle with English already, mate. I can barely speak it properly. I can barely speak Australian properly half the time, so Greek is a little bit too much for me. Okay, let's try and spread things out where we can. Alright. Okay, so we go with 3 modes of attack. We'll allow Achilles to lead the line. And my reinforcements are coming from the right-hand side of the map, so that's fine. Let's start it, and let's push everyone up. There's a couple narrow ways, isn't it? We'll see how we go. So they have 2 generals. We'll try and allow Achilles to go up and face them. So once we unite Greece, the Phthia under a Achaean banner. Once we unite Greece under one cause, one army, one purpose. To defeat the Trojans. I'm curious to see how Sparta, Menelaus, Agamemnon, and Odysseus sort of do in this series. Will they build up with me? Can I even... excuse me, I probably can confederate with them in the future anyway as well. So I don't particularly want to war the legendary lords, but we might be able to get sort of a united Greece sort of party going on. So we've got a lot of units here focusing on one spearman. We should have enough sheer might to deal with them, but we'll just have to see how we go. My skirmishers we're really going to need in this one. Okay, so they're now pushing up here. And we have spearmen and skirmishers happening on the right, so they can come up about here. So yeah, mate. And there doesn't seem to be anyone to be holding particularly here. So let's try and swing them around and get those flanking maneuvers. So what's this? A 4th battle here today. Yeah, it is. I've been recording for about an hour now as well, which is cool. So, we've actually got a little bit longer. So after this battle, we'll do a little bit of mop up. We might be able to get rid of the Magnites. Well, what a hell of an episode we've had here today. Achilles taking on another commander here. And then we'll try and push against the Thessalians in the next. And we might even try and take Larissa, where like Mount Olympus is. Okay, let's deal with that. Get in range, please. Sweet. They are still holding tremendously well there. That's what you get for war decking me. So, it does seem like already, even just in this campaign in isolation, the AI has self-preservation. They see a weakness, they see your strength and your armies sort of dwindle and they attack. But if you posture on their border and come towards them, they are open to suing for peace. I do quite like the diplomacy and resource system in Troy. It's cool. It's a bit of a change of pace. But that's what these Saga games are all about. People forget that. That this is a Saga title, so they're testing stuff out as well. Okay, so we seem to be doing well there. On the left-hand side, we've got a lot of flanking movers coming on well. We should be able to, like, utterly break that spear unit. We're surrounding these shielded spears as well. That's quite good. Yeah, we should be able to absolutely rip them. And those padded shields are doing well. Okay. Yeah, but I can definitely see myself doing more Troy Let's Plays. It just sort of depends on you guys. I'm happy to do more if you guys support it. If not, we can move on to something else. It's no biggie. There's plenty of other games coming out. Speaking of other games, I'm super excited about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Valhalla. Okay, they're now broken, so we can swing them further down. Cool. We just need to essentially move past these chains and stuff. Oh, just the choke points. It's so gamey to get around. Ugh. Yeah, so I have made some contact with Ubisoft Australia, so look, you never know with this sort of stuff. But hopefully I should be able to get some Assassin's Creed stuff for you guys soon. I hope. Assassin's Creed is one of my favourite games. Like, if any game come to me and said, hey, we're going to give you the next Elder Scrolls, I'd be like, oh my god. I'd probably freak out. I'm so fortunate. And thanks to you guys as well. I generally wouldn't be where I am as a YouTuber without you guys' support. So much love from Australia, from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. Look, I'm not going to lie. I put the yards in. I did the graft. But, yeah. Some people do that and get nowhere on YouTube. But I appreciate y'all. Okay. Especially my American viewers. Y'all. Right, come on. So they're pushing on the back foot. Let's. Achilles is pushed up here. The generals. Yeah, Ajax is fighting that one. We might need to get Achilles down there to sort of help him. Because we've got Ajax as a fighter. I want him to be a formidable fighter. The brazen lion, if you will. Okay. That's holding out where as well. Sweet. But in other news, I finished university this year as well. I wrap up my history degree, which is awesome. There we go. I'm not going to do my doctorate. I'm very disinterested with academia at the moment, to be particularly honest. But I'm going to finish my current degree, and I'm out. Yeah, so that just means more content for you guys eventually. I wrap up towards the end of the year, which is going to be awesome. I really can't wait, to be honest, because over the last 4 years, I've essentially been doing YouTube full-time. Essentially, but I've also been doing uni full-time as well. So I should be able to upload slightly more. I already do upload... So like each channel I upload one video, but sometimes, depending, it can be 2 videos a day. I got 2 channels. I got this, obviously, SimpzyTotalWar, which will always be strategy games, let's plays, Total War, and sort of paradox content. But I might sort of dabble into medieval games, which I do, like Mount & Blade Warband and stuff. If I get Assassin's Creed at some point, I'd definitely have to stream that, I think. And only do, like, not a full, like, you just sort of play it over 8-hour chunks and try and do as much of it as you can. And then I've obviously got the main channel. They're both like the main channel equally, to be perfectly honest. Got the sports games channel. It's always in like the bottom right of the channel page. We've had victory here today. It turned into a little bit of a grind towards the end. 4,000 against 600. Yeah, we performed quite well. So the battles are actually numerically getting a lot more on our favour, which is cool.
I am unstoppable.
Okay. So we'll continue to push into Magnesia. We've managed to cut our grain deficit, which was at 600, down to 3.
Slaughter them.
We'll continue that as well. Most honourable sent. Okay. Chiron. Okay, right. The centaur's not being a very nice horsey boy, I guess. So we can reject the prophecy, we can embrace your destiny, or we can lament your fate. Chiron, I always think of that Percy Jackson movie where Pierce Brosnan is the centaur in that first movie. So that was I had an instant think of like Pierce Brosnan as a centaur. So I guess we'll do sorrow for the dead. So we get a 50 plus favor of Zeus. We'll lament your fate. So we won't reject it, we won't embrace it, because we don't want it to be like too far one way. We'll go with the grief buff, because we're already fighting and we haven't got a priest in the army just yet. So Zeus and Athena, the gods are going to smile upon us in this auto-resolve. Okay, and so what have we taken now? 4 territories in today's video so far. Exceptional warriors. Oh, yes. Yeah, because I didn't know if it came up. Yeah, right. So we get access to centaur units now, which is cool. Cool beans. We get access to giants and stuff. Certain factions get prioritized stuff as well. So we should be able to get some decent cavalry units eventually as well, especially running down infantry in Troy. It's a must even to have 1 or 2 just to run them down. Okay, well let's continue on against Magnesia. Here we go. Yeah, so here it is. Centaur elders and stuff. I just couldn't see it where the building chain was. Okay. So we've unlocked Discipline of Aries and Drill Expert. We'll go with the Discipline of Aries buff. Okay. Ozilon. Or Ilzon. Ilzon? I don't know. I give up. We're going to take this settlement. I think that's what it tends to be. We'll take the one on the coast here. You can go Way of Aries, I reckon. Melee is probably best. Charge. Like, even though you go for the first one, like, sometimes the secondary to the other buffs can be a bit better. Increase the delay when rage is depleted. Like, having a passive rage buff's quite good. I think Achilles gets one a bit later in his chain. Yeah, so because you've got the unlockers and then you've got the feed on stuff. So we've lost that buff to Zeus because it's been a couple of turns, but that's fine. Okay, we'll auto resolve this one out. We'll allow Ajax to charge, and we've done quite well in today's episode. We got ganged up a bit early on. Fortunately, we were able to diplomacy our way out. The Achilles campaign, that first battle can be a little bit difficult, because if you don't... Oh, there's centaurs here as well. Oh, there's a lot of them around this peninsula, which is cool. Yeah, if you don't win that first battle, things can get a little bit hairy. We've managed to get rid of them now, though. More centaurs. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching the first episode of My Total War Saga Troy Achilles Danan Let's Play. I've got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for making this video possible, sending me a free early access copy and code of Troy. So a huge thank you to them and their community team. Stay tuned for more Troy daily uploads on SimpzyTotalWar over the next coming days and weeks. By Monday, I will be able to produce a Troy campaign for you guys. So let me know what faction you'd like me to play as. I am interested in either doing probably a Hector or Aeneas. I think that's the top 2. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.